Aloha. Welcome to TMDR, the Maui Daily Report for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. I'm Chivo Ching Johnson. These are some of the stories that may interest you today. Federal agents have arrested more than 100 people in Hawaii this year for alleged violations of immigration law. But details on exactly where and what for have not been made public. And it's not just ICE. The FBI, the Drug Enforcement Administration, U.S.Marshals, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and even the U.S. Coast Guard on Maui, Oahu, and Hawaii Island have all been involved. If you're an immigrant, you will need to watch out for those guys. The Lahaina Filipino Fire Survivors Association was officially launched yesterday at the County of Maui Office of Recovery. An initiative of the Hawaii Workers Center, the organization will come to the aid of working-class migrants and the more than 40% of Lahaina's pre-fire Filipino population. Members are encouraged to come together and share experiences rather than to struggle on their own silently. A report of a brush fire at Haleakala Highway Extension by the heliport in front of the runway near Safeway came in at about 10:30 a.m. this morning. Police, fire, and Air 2 responded. Fortunately, the runway and highway provided natural fire breaks all the way around the fire, and the blaze was quickly put out by 11 a.m. There was a different kind of smoke at Kona International Airport on Sunday. An Oahu couple was caught with 26 pounds of weed in checked baggage. They were bound for Oahu but got nabbed by TSA before boarding the plane. A 5-year-old and a third adult were traveling with the pair. They were not charged. A tour boat operator that injured 10 snorkelers after hitting a rock in waters off Lanai back in 2022 will face federal charges tomorrow. Now, he allegedly stole personal identifying information from a boat captain, a business owner, and an ex-girlfriend to fake his credentials for more than a decade. The accused imposter, Jeffrey Scott Worthen, worked on tour boats in Alaska and Maui since back in the 1990s. After Mayor Richard Bisson presented his proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year, some council members argued that the county had to find ways to reduce spending. 2 months later, the latest version of the budget is actually larger. Council members say it's to counteract a potential economic downturn, reductions in federal funding, tariffs on imported goods, and a housing shortage worsened by the wildfires. Next Tuesday, June 3rd, the Council will hold a special meeting on the proposed budget and continue a public meeting on real property tax rates. The meetings can be seen live on Akaku Channel 53, and the deadline to approve a final version of the budget is June 10th. Hawaii is known for its respect and reverence for kupuna. So why is the state ranked number 2 as the least prepared state in the nation in taking care of its growing elderly population? A new study reveals that the low ranking is based on the number of nursing facilities available to kupuna over the age of 85. There are only 43 nursing facilities in Hawaii, serving a population greater than 85,000 kupuna. Now, that is a ratio of about 958 people per facility. A different kind of senior, high school seniors, who still owe money at the end of the school year, are not allowed to participate in commencement, although they can still receive their diplomas as long as they've completed their academic requirements. The DOE doesn't track how many students fall into this category, but Hawaii families had accrued more than $105,000 in school meal debt this year. In addition to meal debt, student obligations can include fees for lost or damaged textbooks, unreturned athletic and school uniforms, and fees for various student activities. Effective June 15th, the DLNR Division of Forestry and Wildlife will begin issuing hunting licenses and stamps for the upcoming hunting season. Hunters can purchase their licenses and stamps by visiting the DLNR homepage and clicking Get a License. They can visit branch offices or visit an authorized hunting license vendor. For more information, just call 808-984-8100. If you want to get into the hunt, you need an official stamp to go with the license. Now, every year, artists get awards for designing Hawaii wildlife and conservation game bird stamps. This year, Patrick Cheng won the conservation stamp category for a painting of a manuoku, the white tern or fairy tern. Dennis Hayes won the game bird stamp contest for his Urkel's francolin. And the new stamps are available for the 2025-2026 hunting season. Looks like there's a lot of bird watching going on. The Friends of Keālia Pond National Wildlife Refuge have launched a wildlife photography contest open to camera buffs of all ages. The contest invites entries in 3 categories and 2 age divisions. All photographs must be taken at publicly accessible areas within the refuge. Entries will be accepted through June 30th, with winners announced on the Friends of Keālia Pond website. Visit friendsofkealiapond.org to learn more. Meanwhile, here's a little information on these amazing wetlands, known as Keālia Pond.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Conlon. I'm the Biological Science Technician here at Keālia Pond National Wildlife Refuge. The refuge was established in 1992 to provide a vital wetland home for the native and endangered Hawaiian coot, alai keokeo, and the Hawaiian stilt, io. Kuluha sedge and a kuli, a sea purslane, are important native plants for the coots and stilt during their nesting season. In addition, Keālia Pond is an important foraging area for migratory shorebirds and waterfowl during the winter months. Keālia Pond is the 3rd largest remaining lowland wetland in Hawaii and the largest on Maui. So this is one of our ponds, and right now it looks like to be an important foraging pond for all of our io that are hanging out. We can see a little bit of fish moving around here in the water, and they're just having a happy morning, having a snack. This will also become an important area for Hawaiian stilts nesting. They just like to nest on the open mud here. They make very shallow bowls or cups. Sometimes there's vegetation included. The males and the females share incubation. You can also see we have some native plantings in here, specifically the akuli, which is the sea purslane, that darker green, almost succulent type looking plant. And this is a favorite for the stilts to sometimes build their nests. Hawaiian coots, or alai keokeo, will actually, it's part of their diet if they chose. So this just gives a nice diagram of our Kanui Manu pond. Kanui Manu means place of gathering birds. So each of these ponds is important habitat, specifically for this time of year, the Hawaiian stilt, as we're approaching nesting season, but also during the winter months, migratory season. We'll see lots of different species of birds here, enjoying lots of different snacks that the ponds have to offer. The refuge is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or you can call 808-875-1582 for more information. The mission of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is to work with others to conserve, protect, and enhance fish, wildlife, plants, and their habitats for the continuing benefit of the American people.
3 Maui students have received the Construction Industry of Maui's Bob Polson Scholarship for $25,000 each to pursue their education and career in the construction industry. Seniors Macy Madaus, Carissa Chapman, and Kai Shively were selected. And to date, more than $350,000 in scholarship funds have been awarded to 15 Maui high school students through this program. The Maui County Farm Bureau celebrates the contributions of Maui County farmers and ranchers at the upcoming Maui Legacy Farmers Pancake Breakfast, a tradition since 2016 at the War Memorial Special Events Field. The Pancake Breakfast will begin at 9 a.m. to kick off the 16th Maui Ag Fest and 4-H Livestock Fair, held Saturday, May 31st. This year pays tribute to 2025 honorees Wesley Nohara and Richard Dickey Bocello. Tickets are available online at MauiCountyFarmBureau.org. And since the Keālia Pond National Wildlife Refuge is in the news today, let's return to the day several months ago when the pond turned a bright shade of Pepto-Bismol pink. It really happened. Take a look.
We stopped by Keālia Pond National Wildlife Refuge today, and, well, there's no water in the pond. It's all dried up. I've never seen it this bad. So what are all these people doing here? The place was crowded, and then we figured out why. Something very mysterious has happened. The pond has turned a bright shade of pink. Pinky swear. It's true. Like someone dumped 1 million gallons of Pepto-Bismol in the thing. Diarrhea, diarrhea. But not to worry, Fish and Wildlife is telling us that this is a rare form of halobacteria. It's a natural phenomenon, they say, and it's non-toxic. Although it's very, very salty. Twice as salty as ocean water, they say. Look, she's wearing a pink shirt to match. Everyone was tickled pink to be there. It made me want to uncork a bottle of pink champagne and go home and listen to Pink Floyd or maybe even watch a Barbie movie. I've never seen a pink pond, and I don't know if I'll ever see one again, not even in a blue moon. But I couldn't help but wonder if this had something to do with the fact that we didn't see any wildlife either. No pink panthers, no pink elephants, and just as that thought crossed my mind, we ran into this guy. A magnificent night heron in the pink.
That would be an interesting swim. Well, that's it for today's Maui Daily Report. Mahalo for joining us, and please keep watching Akaku, channels 53, 54, and 55. You can watch Akaku at akaku.org or on your phone 24/7 with our app Maui Stream. You can also listen to TMDR on the radio between 7 and 8 p.m. on KAKU 88.5 FM. This is how we stay connected. I'm Chivo Ching Johnson. Have an enjoyable Wednesday night. Try to be happy, stay healthy, and keep smiling. Aloha.